Inevitably, when typing, it's easy to mess something up by flipping characters around. So for example, E is before R here, it needs to be flipped. If I just use XP, I can flip those around. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is I think it's actually a pretty easy command to remember. I like to think of it as X pose or trans. Pose, trans, and X can sometimes be interchangeable. Anyways, I found it was incredibly easy to learn and remember just because of the mnemonic of the XP command. Or actually, I should say the X and P commands. So this is a great opportunity to learn a little bit more about chaining commands together, because if I go to undo this, watch this here. If I hit U, you can see it removes the E. And if I hit U again, it then puts it back before the R. So X and P was actually two separate commands, and I can undo that again. If I do this slow here, I can do X, that yanks out the E and puts it into a register. I then use the P key to paste that, and that pastes it right after the R. So just based on the cursor movement here, that's how this series of commands can be strung together to look like it's just one command. And of course, when you're performing this command, you want to land on the first character here. If I go with the R here, XP, of course, it's just going to move it over to the right. In a way, you can actually think of that as just taking a character and moving it after the next character. And so if I'm sitting on the R and I want to move it to the left instead of the E to the right, well, I'd have to use a different command in that case. So in that case, I could do X, and then I could use the H command to move to the left, and then I could use capital P to paste before. Or another way I could do that, if I undo that, I could use X to remove it. I could then do 2H to move over two characters, and then little p will work there as well. So if you want to flip from backwards to forwards, it's a little bit more complicated. And if you'd like to learn more about the commands, don't forget, if you come down here and run the help command, you can put in whatever you'd like. For example, the X key, that's one command there. When I run that, you can see it pops open the help here. So this falls under deleting text here. Here's the X command. And then if I want, I could get help here for the P command for pasting. You can see this is inside of the section on copying and moving text. All right, so that's enough for now. If you have any similar series of commands you think have a natural mnemonic to it, let me know in the comments down below. I'm always looking for a few better commands, especially if it's a common operation, and especially if it's something where I don't have to invest a lot in trying to learn what the key map is or the key is to invoke the command.